Melamine is a chemical compound that has a number of industrial uses, including the production of laminates, glue, dinnerware, adhesives, molding compounds, coatings, and flame retardants. Melamine is a name used both for the chemical and for the plastic made from it. Melamine is basically a hard plastic. It is something made by heating cyanamide. Melamine was created by German chemist Justus von Liebig in 1834. Melamine can be manufactured from cyanamide, hydrogen cyanide, or urea. Modern commercial production of melamine typically employs urea as a starting material.
Urea is broken down to cyanuric acid, which then can be reacted to form melamine. Its most important reaction is that with formaldehyde, forming melamine formaldehyde resins of high molecular weight. These compounds form under the influence of heat, and then become fixed into an insoluble and infusible mold. This process is known as thermosetting.
Although melamine is similar to plastic, it is not overused as plastic is. This is because melamine can leach chemicals into our food, and that is very risky. Melamine does pose a health risk, and though it can be minute and considered acceptable, it can worsen if the dishes are not used safely. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, a substance called melamine formaldehyde resin is used in the manufacture of melamine dishes, as well as some other plastic containers.
Safety tests were conducted by the Taiwan Consumers Foundation of Tableware made in China, and results showed that during the manufacturing process, a small residue of the melamine compound could remain in the dish and under certain conditions could migrate slowly to foods that come into contact with it.
Melamine is not metabolized and is rapidly eliminated in the urine. No human data could be found on the oral toxicity of melamine, but there are some data from animal studies. In animal feeding studies, high doses of melamine have an effect on the urinary bladder, in particular causing inflammation, the formation of bladder stones, and crystals in the urine. Analysis of the bladder stones has shown that these are a mixture of melamine, protein, uric acid, and phosphate. Animal studies have shown signs of renal toxicity only after long-term and high dose of exposure. Some of you might think that ingesting a small amount of melamine is not something consequential. Maybe this might awaken your consciousness. In 2008, melamine was found in the products of 22 Chinese dairy companies, 1 out of every 5 suppliers in China. 6 babies died and 300,000 were extremely ill during the melamine scandal. The scandal caused outrage among consumers and fraud parents and led to an international outcry about the standards of food safety in China.
宝宝是不是应该身上不愿意有点好？小弟弟不听话，你把你牵去房间里。宝宝，宝宝，宝宝。
他现在症状有没有减轻呢？经过治疗？
没有呢，因为他的结石比较的大。
你现在最大的希望是什么呢？
我最大希望把我的孙子治好。
Melamine is used to make plastics, fertilizers, and concrete. When added to food products, it indicates a higher apparent protein content, but can cause kidney stones and kidney failure. More than 20 people were convicted for their roles in the scandal, and 2 people were executed during the 2008 China melamine scandal. This also causes acid rain, and it is highly dangerous. Acid rain can ruin the ecosystem and affect human health.
Even though the concentration of melamine in our environment is pretty low at the moment, the process of making melamine can greatly give negative impacts on us. Chemicals used in the process of making melamine is not eco-friendly. The chemicals get in contact with air and causes a high concentration of chemicals in the air we breathe.
Toxic presence of structural related compounds such as amylid, amylin, cyanuric acid, malum, and melam is harmful. Moreover, a literature screening indicated that there would probably be additional information on the toxicity of melamine and structure analogs.
Inland, melamine causes crops to wilt and die. Human population is continuously rising while crops are dying. People will suffer from malnutrition if this issue keeps getting worse.
But if melamine gets in contact with water, this causes the water bodies such as rivers, seas, etc. to be contaminated. This may cause animals to die. And not only that, it might harm ourselves. If fish were to be in that contaminated body of water, and we ate fish from that body of water, this may cause us harm.
We hope that this video brings awareness to all the people to stop supporting the use of melamine.